This is a drywall job done by Jaiquel Quiros and his crew, and there are plenty of cracks appearing everywhere. We're in the stairwell now. There's a crack across here. It goes all the way across. You can see this cracking here. We're seeing new cracks in here all the time. On the other side, it was determined that there was not enough mud put on the tape to hold it in place. It's cracking. This is one of the worst ones right here. Huge crack all the way across. Continuing all the way across. I mean, it's just terrible. So you can see it here in the stairwell. We have 9-foot ceilings. It was determined that instead of putting the small piece at the bottom or top, they put it in the middle. So we have a 4-foot piece coming up the wall. Then we have a crack. Then they pieced in a 1-foot piece, and above it is yet another crack. So that's a middle piece that was placed in along these walls. We have cracks on top of the 4-foot piece. Below the window, there are more cracks. On the ceiling in this room, we have cracks that go all the way across the ceiling. See it up there? Up here in the corner, there's another crack up there. And there's another crack on the ceiling. Here it is. Another crack here. So there were 2 cracks in the bedroom. One along the line of the fan, the other one along the next sheet. It goes almost all the way across the room. In the great room, it was determined that they used fiberglass tape with no mud underneath it. This is only supposed to be used for repairs, not for new construction and finishing. So the fiberglass tape was garbage, wasn't supposed to be used, and there's barely any mud on top of the tape, which is why there are cracks appearing here. Here's some more cracks. Here in the corner, the mud is, there's not enough tape, not enough mud above the tape. It's soft, you can push it in, it's probably about to come loose. Directly above here, it's just coming all apart. They pieced in a tiny triangle of drywall here instead of using a separate whole piece to cut it out from. They just pieced in a little tiny piece. It's starting to crack all the pieces. Similarly, on the other side, we can have a long crack here. We can follow all the way across here. It goes all the way over to the skylight. And then down here, it's cracking very badly. Here's another terrible crack that's just coming apart at the seams, puckering out, going all the way over to the skylight. Here's a better shot of one we looked at just now. It's cracking all over the place. This is below the living room window. There's a large crack and another one. Next to the living room window, Here's another crack 4 feet off the floor. Here are 2 more cracks that were just patched today. These went all the way across the room. Here's a crack that backs up to a pocket door. The support behind here goes from here to here. I checked with the stud finder. This is hanging on nothing. When you push in on it, it kind of disappears. Most of these cracks are deflection cracks where one piece is kind of hanging out proud of the other piece. They broke this drywall where there was no support underneath to screw to, and now it's cracking. In the bathroom, here's a crack I just saw a couple of days ago, beginning to appear. Great. Here's another one that's just starting. It's kind of hard to see, but it's puckering out. And this is in the great room. It goes almost all the way across to the skylight. That's got to be fixed too. It's pretty bad. So to sum it all up, the job that Jaiquel Quiros and his crew did was poorly supervised. The guys didn't really know what they were doing. Apparently, they used the wrong kind of tape. Instead of paper tape, they used fiberglass tape. So there was no mud under the tape like there would normally be to bond the 2 pieces of drywall together. They put not enough coats of mud on top of the tape. It's very thin. I think they only did 2 coats instead of 3, which is allows it to crack very quickly. And also in going up the 9-foot walls, instead of putting a 1-foot piece at the bottom, they put a 4-foot piece, a 1-foot piece in between, then another 4-foot piece. So we have all these cracks where that 1-foot piece was patched in halfway up the wall, and it's extremely obvious. So altogether, there are more than 24 cracks. It's still actively cracking. I'm seeing new cracks 2 or 3 times a week on this job. So that's Jaiquel Quiros, handyman. There's another one.